So we obviously know clips are faster than flats, right? Well, today I have a sprint session where I'm using flats and clip pedals. We're gonna figure out actually how fast clips really are and see the difference in our real-time situation. All right, so we're out here at my local sprint spot. Yeah, just my local spot. Everything goes down right here. If you guys haven't seen, new 9.5 Ride Company vintage long sleeve tees are in. So I've actually wanted to do this one for a while. If I tell you we're 2 seconds here versus 1.5 seconds here, how big is that gap really? Now there's multiple reasons why I do flat pedal sprints versus clip pedal sprints. I do both and they both have their own advantages. Right now, we have a few months before my next race, so that allows me to do a kind of a block in my training. I can do some strength, slow movement stuff to really kind of build my muscle strength, and closer to racing, I'm gonna taper off from that big heavy lifting and actually start speeding up my legs. Because we can be the strongest guy in the gym, but if your legs can't move those pedals fast, it's not gonna transfer to the BMX track. So right now, today, my sprint bike has a heavier gear on it, meaning a bigger, harder gear than my normal race gear. I'm gonna do flat pedals because flat pedals not only are gonna make me work harder off that starting block, but when you're riding flats, it also forces you to have good pedaling technique. You can really cheat it having clips and just kind of pedal as fast as you can and not really realize if you're pulling out or your feet are pulling in and not actually spinning those smooth circles. Well, with flat pedals, you obviously have to be very efficient on your pedaling, right? To keep those feet on the pedals. Again, clips, you can just go for it. That's why if you're doing downhill sprints, you want to have that high cadence, maxing those legs out as fast as you can. You can afford to just pedal, 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 and your feet aren't going to fall off the pedals. But if you do a high speed, downhill, high cadence sprint on flat pedals, you have a really good chance of you reaching that max speed and your legs not keeping up. And if your legs can't keep up with the speed the pedals are turning, you're taking a big chance of your feet falling off the pedals, and we definitely don't want that. So we can use our flat pedals to keep good form. Yes, I do this at the BMX track. I could go on forever about why flat pedals are important. I'm gonna set up the timers. My sprint is actually gonna be about 60 to 70 feet, but we're gonna set the timers at around the 20 to 30 foot mark, and that's where we're gonna get our base times, because that's where we really want to have that difference, right? Because we all want to get to that first jump first, but you got to get to that 30-foot line first before you can get to that jump first. So let's get into it. Just in case some kids walk by. We're gonna go through a little warm-up process because we never want to go straight into it. Then you're just using your efforts as the warm-up, all right? I like to give myself about 10 minutes just to get my heart rate up, get all my muscles warm, everything firing. Then we start diving into the times. We're actually gonna start with the clip stuff first. I like to start with clips first because clips are just faster, you know? And higher speed movements fatigue us quicker than just that slow grind. So if I get a little tired, I can still perform just as well on flat pedals on the harder gear than I could if I went the other way around. Start out with that slow initial grind. My legs are pushing slow and hard. We get fatigued, and then you move to clips, you're not going to be able to move that quick and be as explosive. So that's why I like to do my clip stuff, or quicker movements first. I don't want to say just clips because it I have the same theory in the gym as well. So we're doing 60-foot efforts, and we're gonna do a 30-foot time because I figured, you know, we all know the 30-foot line, so we're gonna get our times at the 30-foot mark. Let's go.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
First time, 1.69. Sprint number 2, 1.65. So normally, first 5 sprints could get faster and faster each time because you're still warming up. So you'll see, I'll point this out as we go, but yeah, first sprint, 1.69, second sprint 1.65. I'm doing a 2-minute rest in between each one. 2 minutes gives me a good time to recover. If we get deeper into it and I'm starting to be kind of tired when I go to get on the block, I'll bump it up to 3 minutes. We obviously want to push ourselves, right? But you don't want to get on that block tired. The goal is to be as recovered as possible every time you get on that block so you're performing at 100%. Because we're explosive athletes, you want to be explosive, you got to be recovered and fresh. You can't be tired and be explosive. It just doesn't work.
Okay, runners, random start.
1.65 again. 1.64. Still getting faster. Usually between like 5 to 7. I'm gonna shoot for 8 because then I gotta do 8 on my flat pedal, so that's 16 sprints. That some might think that's not a lot, but that's quite a bit. So I should get my peak time before I get to number 8, and then I'll start filming from the side because I obviously want to overlay our fastest clip time versus our fastest flat pedal time and actually see how big of a gap that actually is. Now that I'm into this, I'm like, what's gonna be the benefits for you guys out of this video? And one, obviously just do your flat pedal efforts. And 2, I guess it's just gonna be cool to know. I don't know. Time for number 5. Oh, you like that one? I rushed it. I did not like that one. Never mind, I guess it's all right. Still a 1.64. All right, so that's 5 sprints in, 2 back-to-back 6.5s, 2 back-to-back 6.4s. I'm gonna assume 6.4, 6.3 is gonna be our fastest for the day. These are new markers, so I actually don't have anything to reference it on before today, so these are all fresh times. But leading forward, you guys will know from this video on where our times sit, because we got marks now where we can repeat the spots. I'm gonna switch everything from a side view now. That way, if we get those fastest times, we have that exact point for every shot. That one I felt like I focused on the 30-foot mark too much. Obviously haven't seen the time yet, but I felt I didn't like follow through with the sprint. Oh, this is why you can't go off feel. Numbers don't lie. That one did not feel good whatsoever. 1.62. We're gonna switch over to flats now and do 8 more. Same way from this view.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
1.75. That's already quite a big gap, right? But going from 8 efforts and clips straight into it on flat pedals, you almost have to kind of give it a sprint or 2 for your brain to kind of reconfigure how the pedaling process is going, because we're not pulling anymore, right? Halfway through these flats really like show your weaknesses, you know, like I said in the beginning, you have to be so much more efficient when you're on flat pedals. You can't just push and pull. You need to be so precise with the push and nice and almost anticipate that second pedal, because you can't actually pull that second pedal around like you can on clips, right? So you got to anticipate that second pedal and hope to be really pushing it at the top of that stroke, especially having heavier gear on right now. I mean, looks like we're about a 10th off, which I don't know how much a 10th is in distance wise, but this will be cool to actually see this shortly, actually see what the difference is. But 4 more, we're a 10th off, well, just over with that 6.2, but yeah, I'm gonna give a little more recovery on this one. But with flats, you have to get everything out of that downstroke, right? Because good form and technique on your flat pedals is only gonna make you feel that much better on your clips. And we all know that first time you put clips on, you just feel like this huge rush in speed, right? And well, if you're at clips all the time, you're never really gonna feel that difference. But if you do if you have a good time before racing, you have a little block on flat pedals, then you go back to clips and you're gonna feel that boost again. You're like, oh my gosh, I feel so much faster on my clips. So yeah, anyways, 4 more. Oh my God. That was about 7.7. How you doing?
I know we're messing up your plans here.
No, that's why I got the cones out there.
What are you doing?
Doing sprint training. I race BMX bikes. Yeah, just where I come and do all my,
But I mean,
sprint training.
what's all this stuff?
I think I'm starting to hit my fall off. Fatigue is setting in. 2 more. I can just feel myself off the start like I'm fatiguing, which is not normal this early on at sprint number 13 or 14. Yeah, it happens. We have up days, we have down days, so normally this is when I kind of shut it down, but we have 2 more sprints and we're still gonna get our 8 in and compare. Okay, we're gonna dig deep, really focus on our form, and get 2 more good efforts.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders, ready, watch the game.
7-8, we peaked. 1 more. Main event. Dig deep.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders, ready, watch the game.
All right, that's a wrap. I fatigued a little earlier than normal. I'm usually good for about 16 to 18 efforts. 7.5. It's faster. At least we didn't end on a complete slow one. I feel like when I do gates, I can do more, but sprints it's so much more of a grind, you know, and motivation really sets in. So I enjoy doing sprints, I enjoy the work, but I enjoy doing gates in first race better. So it's a little easier, I think, mentally to keep that adrenaline up and push through more gates. And I like to relate it to a gym workout, you know, like, I mean, I'm pretty much doing a single leg squat on every sprint, right? So, especially on flat pedals, so you're not really in the gym doing 8 sets of single leg squats. Yeah, I mean, I'm also getting older, so you see other people like Drew Polk who loves to go out there and do 50 to 60 gates in a day. Who knows what his sprints look like, but yeah, that's mine, and you guys got to watch it firsthand. So what did we learn from that? Obviously, clips are faster. It's good to see the difference in clip pedals versus flat pedals, because obviously we know they're faster, but it's cool seeing it overlaid and seeing the same person consistent times on what the actual difference is. So I think it's safe to say we're looking at a solid 10th difference in our 30-foot sprint times on clips versus flats. Again, what are we going to do with that information? I don't know. Just get out there, put your flat pedals on, do your sprints. I really needed some motivation to come out here and do sprints when I'm filming it. I feel like you guys are right here with me. So yeah, that's our data for the day. All terrains are different, but hey, if you guys got timers, set up your 30-foot mark, 30 to 60, and let me know your times. I'm curious to know what your guys' times are compared to how your spot is compared to my spot. So yes, these are a little slight downhill, but I like doing that slight downhill because I feel like my body's more in that natural sprint position like we are on the BMX track. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me during the sprint session. I'm gonna load up, head home for dinner. If you guys haven't seen it, new 9.5 Ride Company shirt just dropped. Long sleeve checkers on both sides. We call this the vintage tee. If you guys want to support the cause, click the link below, 95rideco.com. Get you some merch. Thanks, guys. Peace.